they running? Hold up, you guys. Justice! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! What have you learned so far?
That there is a problem.
Hello everyone, Gabriellajoy here. I think a lot of creative people will agree that it wouldn't really be right to try to continue business as usual without first addressing a lot of the events that have happened in our nation. So this video is completely and purely dedicated to the protest, and I just wanted to get my thoughts and comments out there. A week following George Floyd's murder, I decided to go to the protest. Now we live close to Washington DC, so we decided to go down to the White House. We were originally planning to go to a peaceful protest that was happening. This was the first weekend, so thousands of people were gonna be out there. We all had our masks on. We went down there and we were late to the protest. And I say this because during the whole day, it was a very peaceful protest. We arrived around 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. You know, the sun is setting around 8 to 8:15. So when we got there, the energy started building. The amount of anger that people had and felt towards the government, the president, the police, was being expressed to a greater degree. There was a less constructive protest, and there was more anger, frustration, and destruction that was getting stirred up in the crowd and in the building. So when we got down there, it was kind of scary.
Why are they running? Hold up, you guys.
People would just run back from the White House, like run from the gate, and you couldn't really see anything if you were a couple of yards back, but people would run because the police, this is what I heard from, I'm not going to show their faces, but I will voice over what they were saying so that you all can see what was going on.
People keep throwing stuff back and forth. People they're pushing. I get it. Them. Yeah. They keep running forward, and then they're raising their guns, and then we got these sniper guys right here on top of the roof and everything like that. They're pushing at us, so then people start backing up, and then people don't know what's happening in the front, so then they back all the way up.
Protesters would throw something over the gate, and special forces would run back. You can see they have military weapons. This isn't your average street cop. This is the White House. So they have G.I. Joe, you know, decked out. In the event that the president says, clear out, we could get harmed, injured, die. And they have the weaponry to carry out that objective. So it's not like we as a collective, sure there was a lot of people, but it's not like we as a collective could defend ourselves against the weapons they had. It really did feel like a war zone. It felt like people were waiting to attack, waiting to be attacked. After about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, we decided to leave for our safety. Before we went, I was able to capture a joyous moment, honestly, before the rioting started that night. Your average DC boy beating his feet, putting out his bucket, getting that coin, you know? It was fun to see, you know, my city still being my city, regardless of the strife and the turmoil that was happening just a few feet away.
Our group is called Dream Coalition. We're trying to bring people together and bring unity. There's a lot going on in this world, and we just want to bring positivity, everybody. It's all entertainment. Thank you.
Also, we were able to get an interview of someone, and I think it was, I introduced myself, I told him, and then I asked him why he's down here.
Like, why are you out here? What are you protesting for?
Mostly to learn. You know, I feel like this is an important time in our lives. You know, moments like this, especially for me as a white man, to experience these situations is rare. So I feel like for me to learn about it best is to come down here. It's hard for me because it's hard for me to find a, not stake in the matter, but it's hard for me to find a place in this fight, being a white guy, you know. So I think the best for me is just to be here and learn as much as I can.
What have you learned so far?
That there is a problem. you know, and it is deeper than what most people think it is, right? It's easy for people to think that, you know, it's a surface level of just the police and, you know, certain individuals, but what it really is it's been going on for years, for decades, which has been put in place by people way before we've ever been here. And it's going to take, you know, this is great, but it's going to take a lot more. Right. Yeah, it's definitely one thing to watch it on the news, watch it on the television, but like, I mean, to see it in person is definitely. So like, I had no plans of coming down. We were like, I feel like this is something we should go see. Yeah. So.
What are you going to do personally after this? And after experiencing this in series?
It's tough to say. I mean, that's why I'm here to learn. What can I do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you suggest?
Books.
Books? Okay.
My heart, you know, broke, but was also like sobered, I guess. I don't know. He said
that there is a problem.
He now knows that there's a problem. Well, thank you for entering the chat room. I appreciate that you are here with us now. It took everything within me and my sister, who's just off camera, not to lose it when he said that. Because, dude, what are you doing? Like, wake up, come, hello, of course. I think he was genuinely listening. I was glad that it was us that he ran into and that he expressed these feelings to, because instead of, you know, getting upset at him, we really tried to help him and instruct him on what he needs to do next and how to educate himself, conceptualize his next steps. We just told him, read, you know, do the research, educate yourself. You know, it's like, thank you for coming out here to see what was going on. Now, when you go home, talk to the people who also don't know that there's a problem. You know, if you didn't know, people in your circle probably don't know. Because I guarantee you someone would have told you before this moment. That was the first protest. And a few weeks later, I went to the second protest. This one was a go-go part. There was a parade feeling and a lot of people, you know, taking pictures. A lot of people wanted to go see the church, and the street was painted Black Lives Matter Plaza. And so a lot of people wanted to take pictures with the sign. They were climbing the street light to be able to sit next to the sign. I'm surprised it didn't get ripped down or fall. And there was people still, you know, protesting and rallying and engaging the crowd.
It's up to them. They ain't about to do it. It's up to us to put the pressure on their neck, the same way they had the pressure on George Floyd's neck. Do not stop. We gotta be relentless. I said I love being black.
But it was a more festive feel, which was actually discouraging for me because it felt too soon to be comfortable, you know, with what occurred. And I'm not saying that the people out there were comfortable, but there was a lack of sincerity and in a lack of intentionality. I felt lost. There didn't seem to be a vision or a goal. If we're going to risk our lives, risk our health in the midst of this pandemic to, you know, rally for something that we believe in, let's do it properly. I'm just hoping that you all have had better experiences and greater community and vision has come out of these tragic events, you know? Not just fun, not just parade, not just pictures and clout and, you know, social media activists, but like genuine change of heart and actions that reflect that change of heart. That you're now going out and talking to your neighbors about what's going on. You're now talking to more people who don't look like you, which is not fun, but if you keep it within the context of social media, you're not gonna follow anyone you don't like. We have a curated system for social media, and I don't think it's in our nature or our habits to fill up our timeline with the opposite perspective. So in real life, are you making those efforts to go follow, go engage with someone who doesn't agree with you, who doesn't look like you? Because if not, and if all of your activism is centralized on social media, then people you like and you follow normally usually agree with the things you like and you follow. So it's redundant and it's repetitive, and it reinforces the ideas that we already currently hold. Not a single person has stated on my timeline an alternative view to my own. Not a single one. I agree and I like everything that's been popping up on my timeline. What has that shown me? I'm doing something wrong. I'm not engaging with the other side in any capacity to not have any alternative views coming up. I want to seek out those opportunities and those conversations to actually build relationship with people who I disagree with. Because if not, we're not going to be able to change the cycles and the segregation that we already live in. You know what I'm saying? If you have your bubble over here, right, and all of these people agree that, you know, red is the best color in the world, right? Oh, let me not use political colors. Let's say orange. So over here, all of these people agree that orange is the best color, right? And then all these people over here agree that purple is the best color, right? The algorithms will give you information and people to follow and links to this idea that reinforces that orange is the best color. And do you know what we as humans do? Duh! See, it says it right here. Orange is the best color. On the left side, let me not say left, on the other side, people are getting the same information. But in regards to purple is the best color. You cannot go wrong. See, I knew I was talking about what I was talking about. Purple is the best color. Says it right there. Everybody agrees with me. And we never exit these worlds. So we just hold our views the entire time. And because these worlds never interact to make, wow, what color would that make? Purple and orange together? I don't know. We'll call it Orple. If these two worlds don't merge ever to create Orple, we will remain in the exact same problem, in the exact same systems, with the exact same government, and the exact same communities that we currently have today. It's not enough to be outraged. It's not enough to protest. It's not enough to donate. Sure, it helps, but until we begin to build those relationships with people who don't look like us, with people who don't speak like us, people who don't act like us, people we don't like, it's not fun. But if we don't engage, we cannot truly make change for the generations to come. You know, purple people are gonna have purple kids and teach their purple kids that purple is the best color. Orange people are gonna get married and have orange spouses and then have orange children and tell their orange children that orange is the best color. As a child, you don't have any reason to believe otherwise. And so when an alternative view is introduced, you're going to negate it. Of course that's not the truth. You thought orange is actually the best color. Sorry to break it to you. Are you stupid? Purple is the best color. It's been the best color my entire life. I think you're dumb. And we're just forever and ever. And ever and ever and ever. And ever. It's hard though. You know, the interwebs have made it difficult to change your algorithm. You search up ice cream near me, and next thing you know, you have 15 different aesthetically pleasing ice cream shops coming up. You know, it takes one Google search for them to peg you as a person and then start feeding your own ego. We've got to make a change, people, and we've got to become aware of these systems. allowing systemic racism to continue. These systems are, and these lack of relationships across the divide. It is hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. And there's plenty of excuses that I personally have made. Oh, I live in Washington, D.C. It's Chocolate City. There's no white people here who have a problem with black people. That's why they're in Chocolate City. But I went to the University of Maryland and, you know, had a moment after the 2016 election in a classroom with students. I was one of 2 black students, 2 black female students in a class of 25. And there was a guy who genuinely said, let me not play him like that. There was a guy who was defending Trump and his policies and his ideas. You see, it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy. But it is possible. It is possible. But more than possible is necessary. Yeah, man. It's been quite a month. I'm back though. Back on the interwebs. Back to my creating self. And I'm excited to re-up Black Boys because it's necessary. It's necessary. Like, comment, subscribe, join the joyride. I'll see you in the next video.